Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joshua Gearhart. Feeling down recently? Don't worry. We have the perfect way to turn that frown upside down. Check out the comedians that are making Lancaster laugh.
The Candy Factory is sweet, but not for the reasons you might think. The Candy Factory Co-working and Social Club in downtown Lancaster is utilizing their 6th floor venue to showcase musicians, artists, and comedians from all across central Pennsylvania. Their new comedy series, Blank You for Being a Friend, kicks off this Friday, October 27th. I sat down with Ann Kirby, owner of the Candy Factory, to learn more about this new series.
We're just as much a social club as we are a co-working space, and we host events throughout the year, but on our 6th floor we have a clubhouse for members that they can come to events throughout the year, but during this season, which is a 6-month season between October and March, we have some very special events, including open mic nights, variety nights, comedy nights, performances, and so on. So October 27th, we launch our comedy series, Blank You for Being a Friend, with Matt Blank, fabulous comic here local to Lancaster, featuring as well Jay Yoder and Jared McCallie, and it's going to be a fun night, and we're excited to bring comedy to Lancaster in more of a chill lounge, comedy lounge kind of vibe. So we're thrilled to be able to host them and have this series run every last Friday of the month.
I then talked with Matt Blank, host of this new series, to find out why it's important to bring comedy to Lancaster.
There's no comedy club in Lancaster, which makes it a little unique. Most cities, even of this size, have a comedy club. There's places that do it, but it's a little bit different. Usually there's that hub in a city, or several. You know, if you went to New York City, there's tons of them, right? Mm-hmm. But there's not. So I think it's important to try to help us as Lancaster comedians, have some avenues and some comedy club-like atmospheres to do I don't want to say do what we do, but try to do it, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's important that we have more of those places like that.
They say laughter is the best medicine, and I've got the prescription for you. For more information on the Blank You for Being a Friend comedy series, you can visit candyissweet.com. I'm Georgea Hall in Lancaster City.
Keeping with the theme of Lancaster, no one is ever too old to go trick-or-treating, so dress up in your favorite costume and get ready to head out to Lancaster.
Halloween events are in full swing in Lancaster. With the holiday coming up, many Lancaster residents are decorating their houses to prepare for trick-or-treat.
We moved in about 4 years ago, and I said, I think this is the kind of house I really want to dress up for Halloween. So we do a lot of stuff with lights. We make sure that we have a lot of different colored lights going on. I have a smoke machine, so when kids are walking down the street, we see them coming, we pump it all full of, smoke and haze and that sort of thing. And there's usually a few of us around. Everybody comes, dresses up, and takes turns passing out candy, roaming the streets, and all full costume, and maybe doing a little bit of scaring.
I will be participating in Trick or Treat this year. I wish it was as a trick-or-treater, but I'm going to be handing out candy with my dad. We like to go all out each year, have some extravaganzas, scare some kids, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a blast.
2 Lancaster residents expressed their thoughts on the timing of Trick or Treat this year.
I think that Trick or Treat being on Halloween makes sense, even if it is a weeknight. I mean, growing up, ours were always on weeknights, and it's just a fun little added bonus. I don't really think it makes sense having it on any other night than Halloween, because it just, I don't know, it makes it kind of weird. The vibes aren't there. I'm a fan. I'm in favor. Kids deserve to stay up late every now and then.
No, I think it's great. I think it should always be on Halloween. I think when it gets moved around, it takes the fun out of it. because then what are you going to do that night? And then different communities are doing different things, different nights. And it's just, I think it's kind of weird. Personally, I like it to just be on Halloween. It's, a couple of hours in the evening, and let's just celebrate the actual day itself.
Family-friendly events like the Halloween Storytime at Lancaster Public Library occur before the holiday, while trick-or-treat runs from 6 to 8 p.m. on Halloween Day. I'm Vanessa Anders in Lancaster County.
It's fall, y'all. This past Tuesday was National Pumpkin Day. With fall in full effect, it's time to go get some pumpkins and start carving.
As you can see, the leaves here in Millersville are starting to change and the weather is starting to feel more like fall. Speaking of fall, today is National Pumpkin Day.
From mid-September to the end of October, as you drive around the Millersville and Lancaster area, you can stop by a variety of pumpkin patches to pick your perfect pumpkin. Did you know the U.S. actually produces about 1.5 billion pounds of pumpkins each year? Many of these pumpkins are grown in patches that are open to the public to pick, cut, and buy as they partake in their own traditional fall festivities. One of the most popular fall activities is pumpkin carving. People will cut the top of the pumpkin, scoop the seeds and pulp out, and safely use a cutting tool to carve shapes into the front of the pumpkin. Once the pumpkin is finished, it's time to show it off by displaying it on your porch. We asked Melanie about why she loves fall so much.
One of my favorite things about fall, well, my birthday is in fall, so Libra season is in full wear. And it's just really fun time, a really great time where you get cold, you also get hot, and it's just good vibes, happy vibes from you all around.
Another way you can use pumpkin is baking treats. Whether you want a savory or sweet treat, almost every part of the pumpkin is edible to create what you want. Hunter told us about his fall season favorite treat.
I really like pumpkin rolls or chocolate chip like pumpkin cookies. They're really good.
With October coming to an end, don't forget to pay a local visit to a pumpkin patch or participate in your favorite pumpkin festivities. Happy spooky season.
I'm Ava Adiletti, reporting from Lancaster for Ville News.
Millersville hosted its 10th annual Pride Fest last week. The event was quite a success, as many university students showed up to show their support at the event.
MU Pride Fest is Millersville University's annual Pride Festival. This program seeks to showcase, promote awareness of, and instill pride in the LGBT+ community here on campus.
Pride Fest is an important event on campus here because it really shows representation is important, and getting people out to show themselves and true selves, as well as let people around campus know that this is what we represent and what we support here.
In order for the 10th annual event to take place, organizers had to prepare early in the semester.
So the setup process took a little bit. We started in September ordering everything, making sure it came on time, working with our vendors who are outside. We have we have a barbecue truck and a donut truck coming this year. We started at 10 a.m. this morning, setting up tables, as well as hanging up all the decorations. The balloons, as you can see, took a little bit of time, and we got done around 4 when doors opened.
They have an area where they have separated out a bunch of identity-based items, and so you can go around, you can find items, pillows and keychains and things like that, specifically to you and your identity, and I think that's really important, especially for students here on campus.
One of the coolest tables at Pride Fest today is CHEP. They're actually out there offering free condoms and really ridiculous things, like this necklace with a condom in it. And I think it's really important that they're here because I think sexual safety is an important part of queer identity. It's just important that organizations like that are here and are given the space to be visible.
So this year's drag show, we have 6 queens, 2 from RuPaul's Drag Race, 2 local Lancaster queens, and then 2 student queens that are coming out this year for the first time.
As a student, also a gay student especially, having Pride Fest really helps me feel safe in this community and at Millersville. It helps me show that the campus cares about its LGBTQ students, and that I can have a sort of like a foundation here without worrying about other aspects, and I can just focus on my education.
National Coming Out Day is October 11th, which makes this event right on time and provides a great way to celebrate with others in the community. I'm Melanie Hosterman at Pride Fest.
The Millersville University Dining Hall is seeing some big changes. Instead of providing paper plates and cups for students to use for food, they will now be able to use real dishware.
Last week, the upper deck at Gordonier Hall returned to having reusable dishware. We spoke to Edward Nace, Director of University Dining, to learn more about what went into making the change and the sustainability of the move.
Well, it is multifaceted. First of all, we need to look at customer service and how best to improve things for our community. And certainly the staffing goes into the decision. We need to be able to support what we're going to lay out and proceed with. And then certainly we're going to look at the financials. We're going to look at the financials in terms of, what's it going to cost in terms of labor versus what we have been doing with the paper supplies, which have been here since, during the COVID years. When we look at sustainability, there's multiple sustainable facets to this. And we'll start with the paper supplies for the one, and the primary one. We have been buying a tremendous amount of paper supplies, single service where it's recovered. It's disposable. Certainly that goes into the waste stream, if you will. Of course, in this community, going into the waste stream is really, it's being incinerated. So it's not like it's being totally put to a landfill. But our sustainability concerns were our cost. The costs were astronomical, and that's been because of the short supply chain that existed. Petroleum products, price went up. Ingredients to making the supplies that we used were costly. Well, I guess I like to say, take it to the dish room and we'll take care of the rest. But there's a lot that goes into that. When the materials are circulated via an accumulating dish return system that the students return all their paper supply or all their dishware and silverware to, it circulates to a dish room. And in that dish room, there's a long conveyor system where items are sorted from the shelves that are on this accumulator. We sort everything out by whatever product is. Napkins get disposed of in a compostable area or in a bin. Same with any leftover foods that are scraped off of the plates. Those are put into a composting bin, and that's taken outside the building. That's a whole nother process.
Nace said there are no plans to roll out reusable dishware to students at other locations because of the grab-and-go nature of those locations. I'm Stephen Armstrong from outside the upper deck at Gordonier Hall at Millersville University.
If you like being scared and haven't traveled to Field of Screams yet, it is definitely the place for you. With it being one of the Pennsylvania's most popular Halloween attractions, there is no wonder why people are dying to experience the Scream.
In just a 15-minute drive from Millersville, you can encounter one of the greatest haunting experiences in the world, called the Field of Screams. Field of Screams is open Thursdays through Sundays. Thursdays hours are 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., Fridays hours are 6 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Saturdays are 5 to 11:30 p.m., and Sundays are from 6 to 10 p.m. They have all types of haunting events and experiences that'll get your heart pumping and your voice screaming.
So what makes Field of Screams, what makes it so popular around Lancaster and so special around the area?
I would say we're not like traditional haunted house. We're a little bit more intense than the ones surrounding the area. We touch the customers who come through, which I feel like freaks people out a lot more. And overall, I just feel like a lot of our rooms are a lot decorated, I guess I would say. Like, overall, I just feel like it's a more intense experience for customers who are really looking for a thrill.
Sounds cool. So what would your favorite event there be? What was your personal favorite thing there?
My girlfriend and I love the hayride, just because we get to sit there and the actors like climb on the hay bed, try to scare certain people. So like, it's fun watching other people get scared, and then we also like try to, I guess, talk with the actors and see if they'll break character, because that's something that we like to do too.
That's awesome. Do you recommend that hayride for other people, and do you recommend anything else for other visitors that are going there?
I feel like the hayride is good if you just kind of want to have like a laid-back experience, not feeling too scared, because like you could just sit there and look around, versus if you want like an authentic experience, definitely going through like the walking attractions, because you're kind of more immersed in the attraction versus the hayride.
So, if you want to face your fears and have an exhilarating Halloween experience, stop on by to the Field of Screams and survive the Screams. I'm Dylan Shields from Millersville University.
Welcome back. My name is Liam Crane, and I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down to talk with Max Guthrie, an undergraduate student right here at Millersville University, and some of the changes that are going on at Upper Deck. We want to hear his opinion as someone who works at the Upper Deck. So Max, give us a little introduction about yourself. What year are you? What's your major?
Yeah. I am a sophomore here at Millersville, and my major is theater.
Very cool, very cool. And I understand you work in dining services, mostly at the Upper Deck, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's your role like there?
Well, I usually go like back and forth sometimes. Sometimes I might work in in the hotlines, like serving the food, and sometimes there's other days I work in the dish room.
Very cool. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's exciting, but it does give me something to do.
Okay. Well, there's some exciting new changes, it seems like, here. They're switching from paper to real dishware. It looks like students can use.
Yes.
Can you give us a little insight about what's going on there?
Yes. So from what I've seen and heard right now, yes, we are using plastic or like plates, cups, and actual utensils. And I mean, I think it's cool, but like there's some points like for me, I feel like, is this supposed to be better? Because like, especially for me, and I don't know for like some other workers, like when you work in the dish room, I feel like it's a lot more to watch. I feel like, I was fine like working, using paper plates and paper cups and plastic utensils, but maybe they think like the paper plates and paper cups were like, they think it was filling up the trash cans too much, possibly.
Okay.
Or maybe they also want to save money, so they don't always have to keep buying more paper plates and paper cups and all that.
Sure. A big part of this, it's exciting for students, and it's unique to get your side of things working in the dish room. This is going to up your workload a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry to hear that. Do you think there's any positives, though, that can come out of this for students?
They just try their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. And you said about the paper plates sort of filling up the trash cans faster.
Yeah.
So that could be a reason for the change. Maybe this improves the quality of dining here at Millersville. I think that's a huge complaint. Now,
Yeah.
do you think that that's a possibility?
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'll see how it goes too. Paper plates. Not paper. I'm sorry. Excuse me. The plates right now. It's not too bad. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
it does improve. Well, that'll do it. Thank you for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for watching Ville News. As always, for Josh Gearhart and myself, Liam Crane, this has been Ville News. Stay tuned for our next show. Until then, stay safe. Have a great weekend.